Why did every shower as a kid turn into a military operation? Bro, the second my mom said, get in the shower, I suddenly had unfinished business. I needed water, I needed a snack, I needed to reorganize my entire room. Then I'd finally get in and spend 45 minutes fighting invisible villains with shampoo bottles. Next thing I hear, are you done yet? My heart drops. I start speedrunning the rest of the shower like I'm escaping a collapsing building. Shampoo in my eyes, soap everywhere. Then I get out and realize I forgot to wash my hair. Bro, remember when your parents walked into the room and you instantly became a statue? I'd be watching the dumbest video imaginable, hear footsteps and freeze. No tab switching, no hiding, just pure survival instincts. Then they'd stand behind me without saying a word. Bro, why are you inspecting me like airport security? My brain is going, act natural. Humans blink. Do humans blink? At this point, I'm manually breathing. Then they leave, and suddenly I need 5 business days to recover from the stress. Why would I open the fridge like it was gonna have new updates? Bro, I'd open it, look around, close it, walk away. Then 2 minutes later, I'd come back like maybe the developers added something. Same milk, same leftovers, same ketchup bottle that's been there since the dinosaurs. Then I'd stare directly into the fridge for 5 minutes and somehow still leave hungry. My brain really thought loot was gonna spawn if I waited long enough. If you've ever done this, you might as well subscribe because we're clearly sharing the same brain cell. Bro, did anyone else pretend to be on a phone call when walking past strangers? I'd see one person coming my way, and suddenly I'm a businessman. Yeah, bro, the stocks are looking great. What stocks? I'm 12. I own 3 pencils and half a cookie. Then the person walks past and I keep talking for another minute because ending the fake call immediately would expose the operation. I was running undercover missions for absolutely nobody. If this unlocked a memory, subscribe. Why was the space between the light switch and my bed the most dangerous place on earth? I'd turn off the lights and instantly hear my brain go, good luck, BRO. Suddenly every jacket was a demon. Every shadow had a backstory. Then I'd calculate the perfect route and launch onto my bed like an Olympic athlete. The crazy part, the monsters were apparently too lazy to attack if my feet weren't touching the floor. Childhood logic was undefeated. If you survived this exact mission too, subscribe. Someone kept stealing my lunch every single day. At first, I thought I was just forgetting where I put it, but then it happened again and again. For almost 2 weeks, every day I'd show up to lunch and my food would be gone. Nobody believed me. My friends thought I was making it up, so I decided to set a trap. I hid an air tag inside the lunchbox and waited. The very next day, it disappeared. I checked a location and followed it across the school. It led straight to a teacher's desk. Turns out he thought abandoned lunches were free food. Bro accidentally became the leader of an underground lunch economy. Subscribe if you've ever had something stolen. My friend tried exposing me in front of the entire school. During lunch, he started reading old embarrassing messages I'd sent years ago. Everyone was laughing. I thought I was cooked. Then someone asked where he got the messages. He pulled out his phone and said he'd saved screenshots of them. The room went quiet. People stopped laughing and started asking why he still had screenshots from years ago. The more he explained it, the weirder it sounded. He went from exposing me to defending why he'd been saving my messages for years. I've never seen a plan backfire so fast. Subscribe if you've ever seen an Uno reverse card in real life. The richest kid in school copied my entire project. Same slides, same layout, same weird typo I accidentally left in. Then he presented before me, and everyone assumed I copied him. I couldn't believe it. The teacher even looked disappointed, but then she started asking questions. Simple questions. Questions about the research. Bro couldn't answer a single one. He was just staring at the screen, hoping the answers would magically appear. Then she called on me. I explained every slide, every source, and every detail. The second I finished, everyone knew exactly what happened. Subscribe if you've ever watched karma arrive on schedule. My friends kicked me out of the group chat for being annoying. No warning, no explanation, just gone. At first I was mad, then I stopped caring. A few weeks later, a massive project was assigned, and everyone suddenly realized I was the only person who actually took notes in class. That's when the messages started. Hey bro, how've you been? Quick question. Bro, you don't miss me. You miss my Google Docs. For weeks, these people ignored me. Now they're acting like we're family because they need answers. I told them I'd think about it and left them on red. Subscribe if you've ever had fake friends. If I controlled the Roblox ban system, listen up. Hackers, gone instantly. No warnings. Your avatar explodes. Scammers, straight to Brookhaven Kindergarten, forever. If you spam PLS donate, you must donate instead. 10,000 Robux minimum. Every easy in chat, 1 hour ban. Every get good, double it. If you rage quit blocks fruits, the game announces it globally. Everyone gets notified, even your grandma. If you're toxic all day, you become a noob permanently. No refunds, no appeals. Actually, I just got banned. This system sucks. Throwback to when a woman smashed a street pianist's keyboard and stole money from his tip jar right in front of a crowd. The musician was live streaming at the time, so the entire thing got caught on camera. At first, people thought it was a prank, but then she knocked over the keyboard, grabbed cash from the tip jar, and walked away. The clip exploded online and ended up getting millions of views. As more people shared it, someone in the comments claimed they recognized the woman and started posting information about her. Soon, the internet was trying to figure out who she was. The woman eventually contacted the pianist, apologized, and begged him to tell people to stop harassing her. But by then, the story had already gone viral. This incident made the pianist even more popular than before, bringing huge attention to his live streams. My neighbor kept stealing my basketball. Every few days it would disappear, and somehow it always ended up in his garage. Whenever I asked about it, he'd tell me I probably lost it. At first I believed him. Then I started noticing it only happened when he was outside. The final straw was when I saw his dog chewing up a brand new basketball I'd bought the day before. So I set up an old phone facing my driveway and waited. 2 days later I checked the footage and caught him walking over, grabbing the ball and taking it back to his house. The next weekend his parents were hosting a barbecue. I showed them the video right in front of everyone. I've never seen someone get grounded that fast. He never touched another one of my basketballs again. If I owned Blox Fruits, listen up. The update is here. Rule number 1. Every spin is lucky now. No more getting spin fruit ever again. Rule number 2. If you kill a low-level player, your fruit gets downgraded. Enjoy rocket fruit, buddy. Rule number 3. Sea events happen every 5 minutes. Good luck escaping. Now we're getting dangerous. Every player gets 1 free fruit daily. Yes, even Leopard. The economy is crying already. If you say trade more than 3 times, the game mutes you for 24 hours. If you flex your bounty, a random shark attacks immediately. No questions asked. If you can't players, your location gets revealed globally. Everybody jumps you. Now the final update. Every noob gets permanent luck boost. Every sweat gets nerfed. Balance restored. Grow a Garden 2 just launched, and players are already calling it one of the laziest sequels on Roblox. The biggest complaint is that it feels almost identical to the original game. Same shop, same gameplay loop, same progression system. Some players are joking that the developers just changed the map, added a giant number 2 to the title, and called it a brand new game. Others are pointing out that most of the features could have been added as a normal update instead. The craziest part is that people waited months for this release, expecting something completely new. Instead, many players feel like they're playing Grow a Garden Garden 1.1 instead of Grow a Garden 2.0. The internet just got 3 absolutely insane updates. First, Elon Musk has reportedly become the world's first trillionaire. His net worth is now larger than the entire economies of most countries. Next, Mr. Beast has reportedly become the first creator ever to hit 500 million subscribers on YouTube. 500 million people are subscribed to a single channel. And finally, the UK government is pushing rules that could force tech companies to scan private messages, photos, and videos. Officials say it's about protecting children online, but critics argue it's one of the biggest threats to digital privacy we've seen in years. A massive Roblox hack just hit one of the richest accounts on the platform. John Shidletsky's alt account, son of Sevenless, was compromised by hackers. The account contained some of the rarest limiteds in Roblox history. Then the hackers started selling them for almost nothing. A Dominus Imperius, worth around 40 million Robux, sold for just 99 Robux. A Kleos Aphtidon, worth millions more, sold for only 134 Robux. They also dumped the Dominus Frigidus, Dominus Astra, and Domino Crown for around 100 Robux each. In less than 3 hours, more than 130 million Robux worth of items were sold off. Some players ended up buying collectibles worth millions of Robux for less than the price of a Game Pass. Why do teachers act like we're excited to be at school? Bro, it's 8 in the morning. My brain hasn't even loaded in yet. The teacher's up there asking, who's ready to learn? And I'm still trying to figure out what year it is. Then they hit us with algebra. Like, why am I solving for X when I can't even solve why I'm awake right now? Meanwhile, there's always that one kid in the front row acting like school is the greatest place on earth. Bro is raising his hand before the question is finished. Relax, Harvard isn't watching. Then the teacher says, this quiz is only 5 questions. Only? That's 5 separate opportunities to embarrass myself. And why do teachers start patrolling the room during tests? I'll look up for 1 second and suddenly they're standing behind me like a horror game NPC. The worst part is when the bell rings and everyone starts packing up. The teacher hears it, looks at the clock and goes, I dismiss you, not the bell. Bro, then why does the bell even exist? Decoration? By that point, I'm already halfway out the door. One of the world's most famous trees has died. The major oak, believed to be around 1,000 years old, failed to grow leaves this year. It survived for centuries and became famous through its connection to the Robin Hood legend. But years of extreme heat and drought finally caught up to it. A tree that stood for nearly a millennium couldn't survive the last few years. After hundreds of generations saw it, visited it, and photographed it, the major oak is gone. Why does every 99 Nights in the Forest server become a disaster in 5 minutes? The game starts and everyone's acting like survival experts. Don't worry guys, I got this. No you don't. Night 1 hits and somebody's already lost. How do you get lost in the first 10 minutes? Then there's always that one guy who contributes absolutely nothing. Bro's been standing at camp all game and somehow eats half the food. The second someone says, I heard something, everybody starts tweaking. One guy runs into the forest, one guy disconnects, one guy starts spamming jump, and somehow I'm the one getting chased. The internet got 3 insane updates today. First, iShowSpeed is streaming World Cup matches with FIFA. We really went from speed screaming at games to broadcasting the biggest tournament on earth. Next, an Amazon driver got jailed for helping students cheat on university exams. Police found over $3 million in his accounts. Forget side hustles. This man accidentally built an education cartel. And finally, after the success of Backrooms, Hollywood studios are reportedly using Reddit to find movie ideas. Imagine making a random post at 2 a.m. Then a studio turns it into a movie. At this point, Reddit users aren't posting stories. They're submitting applications to Hollywood. The internet got 3 ridiculous updates today. First, Lego built a full-size Koenigsegg out of over 327,000 pieces. And they didn't stop there. They drove it at 69 miles per hour. One missing brick, and you're becoming a real-life Lego death sound. Next, M&Ms might remove blue and brown M&Ms. Apparently, making the blue color without artificial dyes is way harder than expected. Imagine being a billion-dollar company and getting hard countered by the color blue. And finally, 2 Scotland fans flew a tiny plane for 22 hours just to watch one World Cup game. They stopped in Iceland, Greenland, Canada, and somehow still made it in time. At this point, that's not football. That's a side quest with aviation DLC. Roblox moderation is actually broken. Roblox Education just launched a new game called Family Zone, a game specifically made for kids and parents. Sounds great, right? Except Roblox's own system automatically restricted it to users 16 and older. So let me get this straight. A game made for children can't be played by children. You genuinely cannot make this up. And somehow it gets worse. One developer said Roblox expects creators to pay up to 100,000 Robux just to get an age rating review for their game. That's roughly hundreds of dollars just to find out whether kids can play your game. Why do we forget everything the second we walk into a room? We get up for one specific thing, walk through the door, and it's gone. Completely wiped. Now we're standing there looking around like we just spawned in. Then we walk back out, and suddenly we remember. So we go back in. Forget again. How does that even happen? Meanwhile, we can remember an embarrassing moment from 5 years ago perfectly. Valve just roasted the entire console industry. People asked why Valve's new Steam machine costs over $1,000, while a PS5 costs a fraction of that. Valve's answer, we're charging what it actually costs to make. Meanwhile, most consoles are sold at a loss. The companies lose money up front and make it back later through subscriptions, digital stores, and game sales. Valve basically said, we'd rather charge more than lock players into an ecosystem. And honestly, that's a wild argument. Pay more now, or pay less now and keep paying later. Either way, somebody's getting your money.